knees and kicks to the head of a down opponent. You know, we saw what happened with Aljo and Jan, and we saw what happened again this weekend with Aaron and Anders and Stewart. And to me, this just feels like bad policy. It's not like it's this guy's fault, it's that fighter's fault. It seems like bad policy, and it seems like the rule doesn't make sense because, I mean, we also Edson Barbosa knock out Terry Adam with the spinning wheel kick. You're
Correct.
telling me a knee on the ground is going to be more dangerous than that? But here's another thing to think about. If we, for some reason, if there was a dramatic change and we allowed knees to the head of a downed opponent, kicks to the head, not soccer kicks, of course, but both on the ground you can kick, this is going to even the playing field for a lot of these guys who are going up against these Dagestani wrestlers. These Dagestanis have been wrestling since they were like 3 years old.
Great
And
point.
in a 5 minute round, it's hard to get back up. And when you do get back up, you're exhausted.
Correct.
And having knees and kicks on the ground is going to level that out a little bit. There's even people who theorize that the reason that knees weren't allowed when they did the original commission, New Jersey State Athletic Commission in 2000, was because a lot of the U.S. stars, American stars, were wrestlers and they wanted something that was going to help them. So how do you feel about that?
Great point, dude. Great point. Yeah, those, because here's the thing: those Dagestanis, they're coming. They're coming, and they're gonna own every title. It's just a matter of time. Those Russians, those Dagestanians, they're gonna fucking take over the UFC. So to your point, those rules were made at a time where guys weren't that multiverse. They weren't that talented, to be honest. Everyone would specialize in one thing. So if you even think about it, the way they made the 12-6 elbow, because the rule makers saw a fucking taekwondo or kung fu guy break a board like that, and like, well, that's way too intense. That they're gonna kill somebody. So what I don't get is, they've brought replay in some commissions, so they're obviously open to certain things that will improve the sport. So I would hope they're open to knees to a down opponent. Because the other thing, to your point, the other thing is, the issue is, it's not that Peter Yan's a bad dude or that Eric Anders is a bad dude. It's that it's a gray area, right? So if you go to a certain commission, it's two hands, it's one hands. Dude, they're just trying to win the goddamn fight. So if they don't change the rules, you're going to get a lot more grappling, and I think you're going to get a worse product. As far as a casual, I love the grappling. I like that no one has figured Khabib out. I think no one's going to figure out any of these Dagestanians, and they're going to fucking take over. But as far as the American product, if you don't change the rules, you're going to lose the fan base. And I think that will force their hand to change the rules.
It's something, if you look at PFL, at least the last time I watched PFL, in the early rounds, they don't allow elbows to the head of a downed opponent. And dude, when it gets to the ground, it's really slow. And it's like whenever you take away the tools of a fighter, it kind of slows down a lot of that action. So I'd like to see it. I hope they can get it done.
And the thing is, like, even to change a rule, think how long it takes, dude. I don't get it. Like, if Dana was like, hey, we're not fighting in any state that doesn't follow these rules because it's a watered down product, I promise you they will adapt to the rules. So Dana has to put his foot down.
Dude, he should pull an Elon. He should pull an Elon Musk and say, hey, if this state doesn't want to cooperate, I'm going to the states that will. You don't think Florida's going to get down with knees to the head? Were you doing UFC 261 with a full crowd in Florida? Doggy.
Dude,
give them the tax money.
Florida, Texas, they're down, dude. They're down for it. Arizona, like these are some big markets. Now you're probably not going to fight in California or some of these other blue states. But who gives a shit?
Yeah, money's money. And those states and countries make a ton of money in taxes every time the UFC comes. So they'd start listening if they cut them off.
Agree. Great points, brother. Great fucking points. Great questions, man. Yeah, listen, the UFC better do something unless you want and now even with those rules intact, if they do adjust to it, I don't know if it's enough to stop this Dagestanian wave that's coming. I don't know, but it can at least give these other fighters a fighting chance.
And my prediction is you'll probably get some Americans going over to Dagestan and freezing their balls off to learn some of that wrestling. I think that's probably the next step for a lot of these.
You know who went down there is Aaron Pico went down there.
Smart move.
Yep. Aaron Pico went down there, but my thing is like, I have a 5-year-old son. If he's like, Dad, I want to be a UFC fighter, I'm shipping his ass to Dagestan because you got to start young, I'll just wire money.
If you shipped him over there when he was 5, they would already have a 2 or 3 year head start because as soon as they could walk, they're wrestling.
You're right. He's right behind the 8 ball, fighting over him. Thank you. Great questions, brother. Made my day, man. You brought it. You brought it, brother.